Celebrities and wrestling go hand in hand. Sometimes the celebrity comes in and knocks it out of the park. Other times their appearances don't go so well. Then you've got those times the WWE decided to scrape the bottom of the barrel and put guys on TV who barely even qualify for having celebrity status, and this is the category Kevin Federline falls into. Now you might be wondering who Kevin Federline, or K-Fed as his mates call him, even is, and why this dude was used on WWE TV, but all will be explained in this week's episode of WWE Atrocity. Was Federline the worst celebrity to ever quote-unquote compete in a WWE ring? Yes, quite possibly. Alright, before introducing everyone to the legend that is K-Fed, we need to set the stage a little. The year is 2006, a year of highs and lows for the WWE. Edge became a main event player in 2006 and one of the company's most disliked bad guys. D-Generation X reunited, with many thinking the magic just wasn't there anymore. The King Booker gimmick both surprised and entertained fans with how devoted Booker T was to the character. And a full-blown ECW revival took place with a new weekly show debuting in the summer. The year prior, John Cena won his first WWE Championship, and in 2006, Cena had become much more comfortable as a top babyface. Some people liked him, some people really disliked him, but the WWE had shown that Cena was going to be their guy moving forward, and the milk hadn't turned completely sour just yet. Our story today begins with John Cena as WWE Champion, King Booker is the World Champion, and the Big Show is ECW Champion. These guys were having an argument over who the company's best champion really was, and their little disagreement would lead to a triple threat match getting booked at the Cyber Sunday 2006 pay-per-view. More on that a bit later. On the October 16th episode of Raw, Johnny Nitro and Melina said they've got a special surprise. They've brought one of their celebrity friends to the show, so this would be the night Kevin Federline changed wrestling forever with his debut on Monday Night Raw. So Nitro and Melina go to the ring. Nitro says, and I quote, "His friend is an A-lister, he's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and he's a robber." Before anyone in the audience could try to guess who it is, and before people could get their hopes up for somebody walking down the ramp that's actually worth seeing, Nitro announces that their special guest is Kevin Federline, and the crowd response is totally flat. It's like the audio got turned down in the arena, and it's a mix of boos and sheer indifference. Jim Ross is like, wow, it really is Kevin Federline, and even though he's not trying to be funny, it comes across as absolutely hilarious. Now, before we continue on, we need to learn more about this guy, and seeing as absolutely no one on planet Earth has went through the trouble of documenting the life and times of K-Fed in great detail, we're gonna go straight to Wikipedia. K was born in Fresno, California, parents divorced, lived with his dad, dropped out of high school, and delivered pizzas for a living. My god. Career as a dancer. He moved to LA, he worked as a backup dancer for Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake. Oh, wow. He appeared in music videos. He told People magazine, "There's nobody that gets less credit than somebody dancing." No, dickhead. Think of garbage men, caregivers, janitors, emergency medical workers, even construction workers. All these people get less credit than dancers. You fucking idiot. Right, here we go. This is why this guy was a teensy tiny bit famous, and I use that term very lightly. He was married to Britney Spears for a little while, and the two had a reality TV show. He was always known as Britney's better, or worse, half, and that was his big claim to fame. Federline initially released a download-only song, Y'all Ain't Ready, and a physical song, Proposio, what? In 2006, shortly after his marriage to Spears. Following poor critical reaction, neither song was included in his debut album. Right, okay, jumping ahead a bit here, but Kevin Federline was also a rapper, and he released an album named Playing With Fire. This whole WWE thing was used to promote the album, but I gotta listen to this debut song, which wasn't even good enough for the first album. I search on YouTube, and this is the first result I get. Ass. Fantastic. Let's listen in, and I've gone through the laborious trouble of providing the lyrics on screen. Actually, I didn't. It was channel editor Brett that did this, so I'm sorry, dude.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, this is it. This is the thing that breaks me. This. Now, you know what? You can apologise all you want. You can apologise every day till the end of time and it won't be enough. You know what? We got through the Doomsday Cage. That was possibly the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of humanity, bar none. Then bloody WCW in the year 2000. Yeah, that was real bad. But we grit our teeth and we got through it. Kennel from Hell. Jesus Christ. No one should have to suffer that at any time, let alone 20 odd years in the future. But no, we did it and we got through it. But this, man, this may be the worst thing you've ever done. I hope you can live with yourself. Kevin Federline. Who even are you, mate? Jesus, any wonder Britney left you. I swear to God.
I should be saying keep my damn name out your mouth, but y'all people keep increasing my change amount, so...
Hang on, sorry Brett. Let me cut in here and ask you guys a question. Why does the bass line sound like someone farting into a microphone? Listen again, it's definitely K-Fed's ass talking shit behind his back.
I should be saying keep my damn name out your mouth, but y'all people keep increasing my change amount, so go ahead and say what you wanna. I'm gonna sell back to me or fold, then I'm gonna I know y'all wish you was in my position, cause I keep getting in situations that you wish you wasn't. Cousin, I'm not your brother, not your uncle, I'm daddy dude, stepping in this game and y'all ain't got a clue. My prediction is that y'all gonna hate on the style we created straight 2008. But I know that you really can't wait, cause people are always asking me when's the release date. Well maybe baby you can wait and see, until then all these paparazzi's following me. Getting anxious, go take a peek, I'm starring in your magazine now every day of the week. Back then they call me K-Fed, but you can call me Daddy instead. Back then they call me K-Fed.
Now, I'm no hip-hop critic at all, but you don't need to be Tupac's secret love child to work out how crap this really is. The lyrics are... man, he talks a real tough game for someone who's totally unknown. And how did he manage to confuse the paparazzi with opera legend Pavarotti? Listen again.
But I know that you really can't wait, cause people are always asking me when's the release date. Well maybe baby you can wait and see, until then all these paparazzi's following me.
I don't want to delve too much into the magical world of Kevin Federline lyrics, but there's web pages dedicated to dissecting every piece of nonsense this man ever wrote. His debut album's widely considered not only one of the worst rap albums of all time, but one of the worst albums of all time, period. Some hero named Moonmaster wrote the following review of Playing With Fire on internet message boards back in 2005. As one would expect, the lyrics are truly where the hilarity lies. K-Fed is mainly concerned with a few key things: how much money he apparently has, how much he likes to party, how much cooler and tougher he is than you, how he hates everyone and everything for vague reasons, and how he smokes massive, incredible, mind-blowing amounts of weed. He revisits all these themes constantly on nearly every track, to the point where few of them are even thematically different at all. Really, you could think of this as a concept album. K-Fed probably conceived this as being the dark side of the moon of this generation, probably whilst forcibly inserting a bong into his anus because he already has 17 spliffs in his mouth. He was relentlessly mocked in the media. The album and preceding tour was a commercial disaster, with reportedly 300 people showing up to his gig in New York's Webster Hall, a venue that holds 1,500, and even then, about 200 people reportedly walked out. 4 of the 8 scheduled tour performances in Cleveland, Atlantic City, Anaheim and San Diego were ultimately cancelled. So old K-Fed had absolutely nothing going for him at all. He fell into the stereotypical bad white rapper category whose only claim to fame was marrying a famous pop star. This is the level of celebrity we're dealing with today, folks. I don't know if the WWE thought he was going to be a bigger deal, I don't know if money was tight, but what's even more baffling is how the WWE decided to use this guy and how prominent of a role he was given. I'm sure he's matured now, I'm sure he looks back at this time and he has a lot of regrets. He's maybe a solid dude nowadays, I don't know, but he kinda brought it all on himself, to be fair. Right, back to WWE. Amongst a sea of boos, K-Fed thanks Johnny and Melina for inviting him to Raw. He says it's not nice to be here tonight, and he tells fans to stop booing himself, Nitro and Melina and start treating them with respect. His suburban upbringing and street sensibilities just ooze out of his promo delivery. This is one bad, tough individual. He says the same people booing him are the same people buying magazines with his face in them every week, and I guarantee you he lifted this little line out of one of his songs. He has the absolute cheek to call the fans superficial posers. I'm being serious, he really said that. And K-Fed says fans have to wait until October 31st if they want to pick up his new album. Yes, this was the scariest shit that happened on Halloween 2006. Fellow white rapper and OG gangsta John Cena shows up. He says K-Fed just screwed the fans by not rapping tonight, but trust me John, the fans got a lucky escape. Cena doesn't want the fans to feel cheated, so John spits a few bars himself where he says K-Fed's album should have been called The World's Biggest Scumbag, and he also says Kevin Federline has John Cena levels of street cred. I mean, you gotta give it to Cena for being self-aware at least. John also says if Kevin wasn't around, he'd be knocking it into Big Britney. This seems to annoy Johnny Nitro more than Kevin, so Johnny steps up and he immediately gets sent out of the ring. Easy work for John Cena. The Big Show, Booker T and Vince McMahon show up. McMahon reveals there's going to be a Champion of Champion matches at Cyber Sunday, and the fans can vote on which belt gets defended at the pay-per-view. After making this announcement, McMahon and company head back up the ramp. Cena's left in the ring all alone, and for some reason, Kevin Federline decided to hang around the ringside area without his knight in shining armor, Johnny Nitro. Cena invites Kevin inside the ropes. He figures that K-Fed represents the majority of NPC wrestling fans around the world, and so he asks K-Fed which belt he thinks should get defended at Cyber Sunday. Federline says it should be John's WWE belt because he wants to see Cena get his ass kicked all around the ring, and John takes it personally. So K-Fed takes an FU on Raw. He does that bump where the recipient instantly dies upon impact, and many believe this was the end of the Kevin Federline experiment and we could all continue on while pretending none of this actually happened. But we were wrong. Just before moving on, this was also the episode of Raw where Steve-O and Chris Pontius of Jackass fame got beaten up by Umaga. The boys started laughing after taking a kayfabe beatdown, so Umaga gave Steve-O a real beatdown for not doing as he's told. Kevin Federline returned to Raw the following week. As a matter of fact, the show opened up with Mr. K-Fed coming to the ring to cut a promo. As you can imagine, the fans were absolutely delighted. Kevin says he's here for one reason, payback. He says last week everyone was talking about his appearance on Raw, everyone was talking about Big Kev taking the FU, but tonight K-Fed gets his revenge. Cena's upcoming Cyber Sunday opponents get introduced. King Booker says he listened to Federline's new album and somehow it didn't make him vomit. As a matter of fact, King Booker loves the 40 bass lines and K-Fed's actually a really impressive artist. Booker calls Federline a trendsetter. He says everyone wants to be like K-Fed. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a difference between wanting to be someone and wanting to bang someone's wife, but anywho. Here comes the Big Show and the ECW champion says he agrees with both K-Fed and Booker. It should be Cena's belt that gets put up for grabs at Cyber Sunday. It appears the Big Show didn't listen to Playing with Fire though, so in my opinion, this gives Big Show a huge advantage heading into the pay-per-view. The champ is here, ladies and gents, Mr. Marine himself. He says the people in the ring look like the worst lineup of Celebrity Jeopardy ever assembled. He says he sees a big royal pain in the ass, and Cena can't believe that King Booker said Kevin's new album was actually good. Cena then says Booker lost his status as a black man for praising the abomination known as Playing with Fire, and this gets followed up with Ron Simmons walking out, completely unannounced, and saying damn into the microphone. We have got a bunch of comedians here on Raw, ladies and gents. In regards to Federline getting revenge on Cena tonight, well, instead of playing with fire, Kevin would have better luck playing with himself. Johnny Nitro was booked to face Cena tonight. Backstage, Kevin says Cena may have sold 500,000 albums, but Kevin's going to do that in a week. And for those wondering, Cena's album actually sold around 385,000 copies as of 2014, while K-Fed's album sold around 16,000 copies. How many of those sales were in week 1? 6,000. This all means more people are going to hear my stupid voice in this video in comparison to K-Fed's album. Federline wants to get revenge in our next matchup. Johnny Nitro says, and I quote, "Damn straight yo, payback is a mother." And so Federline and Melina brought Johnny down to the ring for his match against John Cena. When the action went to the outside, K-Fed got the chance to slap Cena across the face. Before Cena could retaliate, he got cut off by Nitro. But in the end, Cena still defeated his opponent in the ring, and he now had a chance to go after Federline. Kevin was stalked around the ring and up the ramp. He couldn't stop smiling throughout this whole thing, by the way, when he should have, looked a bit scared. He was probably laughing though because Cena got jumped by King Booker in the Big Show. So Kevin Federline got the last laugh and he went home to be with his perfectly sane wife. Only he didn't. He'd show up at the pay-per-view where he tried to cause problems for John Cena once again. Okay, so at Cyber Sunday, the votes were counted and the fans decided that Booker T's World Championship would get defended in the main event. If fans were smart and if they wanted Cena to win, they should have voted for the WWE title, but anyway. Old K-Fed made an appearance during this match and his actions led to Cena taking a loss. Cena got Booker locked in the STFU, Federline ran down and he hit Cena with Booker's World Championship belt. He then left the title in the ring, which allowed Booker to use it as a weapon after Cena got done jaw-jacking Kevin. So Booker retains his world title and the championship picture does not change in the WWE. Federline got in the ring, he mocked Cena, and if you thought John's taunts could get a bit annoying sometimes, then just you wait and see K-Fed telling people, "You can't see me." And the last thing viewers at home saw on this evening was Kevin's super sexy face before Cyber Sunday faded to black. People were just baffled about this. It's one thing to look back and say, yeah, this was dumb, but at the time, fans were pretty annoyed that a celebrity, and again I'm using the term lightly, interfered in a title match and played a big role in the outcome of the match. It's okay though, because the WWE definitely learnt their lesson and they'd never let this happen again. No, they definitely didn't do this kind of thing again at WrestleMania 41. The bad news, and I say that like there's going to be good news, but the bad news was that this probably meant Kevin was going to make more appearances on WWE TV. Cena would have to get his payback one way or another, so yeah, fans were going to get treated to more Kevin Federline nonsense whether they liked it or not. Keep in mind too that Kev's banging album had released by the time Cyber Sunday aired on TV, so the guy was getting laughed at by the music media while the WWE, I assume, had to honour their agreement and keep this little shitbag on TV. The following night on Raw, K-Fed appeared on the Titantron. He said, "My name is Kevin Federline," before awkwardly staring at the camera like he was waiting for some kind of cue. Old Kev says everyone loves listening to his new album. John Cena decided to play with fire himself when he got involved in Federline's business, and Kev isn't through with Cena just yet. Kevin Federline then does the unthinkable. He challenges Cena to a match, one-on-one, live on Monday Night Raw. It wasn't going to take place tonight, it wasn't going to take place next week, it wasn't even going to take place next month. No, it would happen on New Year's Day 2007. This gives K-Fed a lot of time to get prepared for the match and get over the fact that no one bought his album. Mr. Federline says Cena can't touch him when it comes to rapping, and when it comes to wrestling, Cena can't see Kevin Federline. Sweet Lord, take me home right now because I've had enough of the bullshit on this planet. A bit later on, Cena found a little humour in Kevin's challenge and he gives Britney's husband some advice. He should take some money from the money he stole from his wife and buy himself an army, a navy and an air force because that's the only way he'll make it out of Miami, Florida alive on New Year's Day. We fast forward to New Year's Day 2007, and well, Kevin my Federline and Hit Me Baby One More Time, our boy actually showed up and he's gonna fight. K-Fed's in the Raw opening match, and look, let's give the boy a chance. We can overlook his shortcomings if he actually spent time training and he properly prepared for this match. He might surprise us, it might be another Bad Bunny situation, and he could actually be pretty good in the ring. Terrible rapper, awesome wrestler. His entrance isn't very endearing, as a matter of fact it's rather annoying. He says he just got done speaking with Coachman, he means Jonathan Coachman, and there's been a change to this one-on-one match already. It's now a no DQ encounter. That means Johnny Nitro's allowed to stand at ringside and do whatever the hell he pleases. Federline makes it to the ring, he and John Boy have a stare down, and next we get more time wasting than a Kevin Nash match in WCW. Federline keeps going back to his corner to get his mouth guard, his gloves and his protective headwear. This takes up the majority of the contest and already fans are chanting "We want Britney" and K-Fed sucks. When he's finally ready to get physical, John gives him the opportunity to apply a headlock. And yeah, this dude did absolutely nothing over the past 2 months. This is the way you headlock your little brother when play wrestling. You had a chance at greatness, K-Fed, and you blew it right from the get-go. Cena throws Kevin away, Kevin goes back to his corner to waste more time, and the gloves come off. This means Federline is now super serious. Nitro then puts a chair in the ring and Kev wants to try a Master Lock challenge, so Cena obliges and he puts his arms up. Federline puts Cena in the Master Lock. Cena looks a bit embarrassed by all this. The move gets easily broken up and so Kev gets really serious. He throws away the mouthpiece, he throws away his protective headwear. He wants a test of strength, and my god, why aren't we talking about this match when we talk about the worst wrestling matches ever in history? This is absolutely terrible. Cena allows Federline to put him on the mat. He plays with Kevin when he lets him apply a cross armbar. John then gently sets K-Fed on the top rope, and this is when Johnny Nitro gets in the ring to cause a distraction. Nitro gets thrown out. K-Fed delivers a low blow because he's a sneaky little bugger. Cena doesn't have any nuts, so K-Fed gets set up for the FU, and here comes Umaga to attack John Cena in this no DQ match. Umaga destroys Cena. John gets whacked with his own WWE Championship belt. And yeah, you guessed it, this gives Kevin the opportunity to cover Cena, and the record books state that Kevin Federline pinned John Cena in a pro wrestling match. K-Fed heads back to his dressing room with a bunch of rats. He celebrates while Coach Man books Cena in a 4-on-1 handicap match for Raw tonight. John Cena versus Umaga, Armando Estrada, Johnny Nitro, and the coach himself. This is actually hilarious when you think about it, because it's like, yeah John, you got a job out to K-Fed tonight, but it's okay, you can beat 4 guys in the main event to even things out. K-Fed provided commentary for this main event, so there were a lot of bleeding ears on New Year's Day 2007. And officially, John didn't beat his 4 opponents, but he might as well have. Cena went crazy at the end and he got DQ'd after smacking Umaga with a few chair shots. So the ending of the match still pleased John Cena fans, and before Raw went off the air, Cena dished out FUs to Nitro, Coachman, and yes, even Mr. Federline got planted on the mat. That's your big payoff right there folks, because Federline's business with the WWE had now wrapped up. He could now go home and get divorced. As mentioned, I'm sure Kevin's a bit wiser these days, and with everything that's happened with Britney, I'm sure it's a case of rabid pop music fans picking a side. From the very limited knowledge I have, K-Fed got custody of his children after Miss Spears went off the deep end, and she was responsible for paying him child support. Either way, I'm not educated on their relationship and I don't really care about it either. All I know is K-Fed showed up in the WWE and he was terrible. I know he was supposed to be a heel, I know we weren't supposed to like him, but as someone who prefers heels over babyfaces, I did not want to see Kevin Federline on weekly wrestling shows. To me, he had nothing to offer, and the same goes for his music career too. Sorry K-Fed. Thank you for watching another episode of Atrocity. It's going to take me a lot of years to forget about all this stuff again, but as always, it's been my pleasure. Take care everyone.